sensitivities, vibration, dead zone. We're gonna check all of it right now. Options. So it's always better to have your vibrations off rather than turned on, because of the fact that your controller, when you're in a gunfight and you shoot and they're shooting back at you, your controller slightly shifts a little bit side to side when you have vibrations on whenever you're shooting, so it messes up your aim. So instead of being more nervous when you're shooting, your controller is perfectly still. It's better overall to have that off. It's your preference. If you're way better with vibrations on, then keep it on. Vertical and horizontal is mostly your preferences, because some people are faster paced players, some people are slower paced players. If you're not doing as well in rank as you used to do, lower it if you have it high. And if you have it low, just raise it if you think you'll do better. But to be honest with you, I started the game with low sensitivity, around 40, 50, and I raised it to 100 later on in the game because I wasn't performing as I used to do. So I raised it, and I played 10 times better when I raised it rather than how to lower. So either you could raise it or lower it to your preference. Dead zones, they're mostly the amount of pressure you place on your left and right analog sticks for it to react. So let's say you have stick drift, like your operator is moving like a little bit, or like you're turning to the right a little bit and your controller's down, your hand's not on the controller. All you gotta do, put that around 10 to 12, and that'll help with stick drift. But if you don't have stick drift, by all means keep it to 5.5. You can react 10 times faster. As soon as you touch your controller, your analog sticks, you want it to react. You don't want it to like, you have to push more for it to react. Rather 5.5 is the best. Keep it on 5. Aim down sights. It's basically it's just like, it's like I rather have it high because like my vertical and horizontal are high. So it's your preference. That's all your preferences. But to be honest, the main thing you should have off is vibration. You play 10 times better without it. And gadget deployment and drone deployment, both of them should be on advanced, because drones, once you throw a drone, right, you don't want somebody to like, you want to bait people. You could bait people easily like that if some people have this turned off. So it's way better in gunfights. In case you accidentally click it, somebody runs at you, you could kill them rather than they killing you. And gadget deployment, it's way better to have that on advanced, because when you place a bandit down or a Jaeger down, you don't want to be frozen that animation and somebody comes and kills you. You rather it be, you put it down and you can cancel it at any moment. You don't get freeze in the animation. So you click a button, you cancel it, you go back to that person that's shooting you, you kill him, and you continue to what you're doing. Now that person sees you stuck in the animation, you can't do nothing about it until you finish, place it down. Then he kills you. That's a free kill. So always have this on both on advanced. I have this on standard because it's my preference. I rather that normal, but the better option is on advanced. And aim down sight, it's all those are your preferences. But raise it or lower it depending on if you're a ADSing is one of the most important things in the game. A lot of my friends and they love to go around a corner doing this. And then after when they see somebody, then they aim. Which is the best thing. All you have to do, it is super easy. Just aim every time you enter a room or corner, you aim. It helps you win way more gunfight as you're entering like this. You have to aim. When you see the person, then you have to aim. So maybe that person is aiming first. It's way easier. He'll just shoot you and then you now try to aim. You're dead. So it's way better just to have aim down sight. Let's say you know, right? Let's find out. We know this guy is there. Okay, let's say we're in this corner, right? And we know somebody's here. Let's hold an angle and then go around the corner. That way you have an advantage every time. A lot of my friends, I see this entering rooms like this. Every time they enter, it's like this. Like, way better. This game, you have to constantly be ADS all the time. Whenever you get a chance to ADS. We move on to pre-firing. If you know somebody to the right of you, to the left of you, the best thing you can see is to use a quick peek for information like this. So you quick peek to see where the person is, then you occasionally, you know where he is, you lead up with a pre-fire. So for example here, you lead up with a pre-fire because you know he's here. So you shoot before you even turn, so like this. Like that. So let's say occasional, that's for information, and like that. Super easy and simple. Because pre-firing gets you a lot more kills. Like, it's way better overall, and just like you run up to the person you see and you shoot. pre-firing is super effective. Like that. You got the information on where he was, and then after, easy. Way easier. I'm walking alone. One of the easiest ways to control recoil is just every time you come, we're using PS console players, they don't got a mouse, so it's not as easy as it is to control the recoil on PC. But console, you take your right analog stick and you pull down, and then you have a way better control recoil. Map knowledge is one of the most important things in Siege, because if you know the map, you'll know what's the best spawn peaks, how to prevent spawn peaks when you're attacking, what's the best rooms so you could win on defending, what's the easiest ways to attack that room. It gives you a lot of advantages, but the easiest way to learn the maps in them, they recently took out one of my favorite maps, which is Skyscraper, and they redesigned Theme Park. So the easiest way to learn maps, if you're a new level, or if you could be a level 200 and still don't know maps that well, you could play a lot of customs. Instead of with your friends, you're playing one custom game, one map in particular, like maybe Oregon or House in particular. Try something else like Coastline, Cafe, Border, maybe Charlotte. Try different maps. That way, when you're doing custom with your friends, you get to learn new spots when you're either 4v4ing, 2v2ing, 1v1ing, you learn different spots. So that's a good way. You could and the main way to learn map knowledge is just overall playtime. Just keep playing and you learn the maps eventually. But the fastest way is just play with your friends custom game, or you could just go by yourself and just walk around and look around in the map and learn spots like that. Solo queuing in Siege is one of the most difficult feats any Rainbow player has to go through, but you gather a lot of information from it. You gather how it is to play without callouts, without help from your teammates. Sometimes they may have mics, you could get help, sometimes that's rare. Sometimes you got good teammates, bad teammates, it's random. But when solo queuing, the three main things that can help you, that could be your best friends in situations, are cameras, drones, and the sound around you. And that's what really helps you with solo queuing, because remember, you have no callouts, nobody to help you go on cams, just you by yourself. Sometimes you maybe have help, a teammate, one or two maybe has mics, maybe not. But majority of the time, it gets you better with clutches, because you're in a 1v4 situation, your friend might tell you he's in the right hand corner of you, he's behind beds, you don't got them callouts. It helps you get better at clutching, because it's you versus four of them, no help at all. Like, if you're solo queuing, the sounds that you have to know is that barricade runouts, nitro runouts, when somebody rappel in, when somebody throws a drone, fuses, breaching charges. All those sounds should be known. Solo queuing helps high levels, low levels, overall get better.